I am the behavioral specialist. I'm also a mental health specialist. And what I've really enjoyed is wearing both of these hats in terms of working with autistic kids. Normally, as the behavioral specialist, I will be sent into a classroom to possibly observe the child and find out what's going on with the behavior, to try to understand what the function of behavior is. I think Peggy touched on that. A lot of times, not just autistic kids, but a lot of children that have some behavioral issues, you're trying to understand what is the communication of that behavior, what are they saying through that, what need are they trying to express. So are we looking at a need for some attention, a need to escape what's going on, or is there some kind of maybe sensory input that needs to happen there? This is not easy all the time. A lot of times it starts out as one and then it switches to the other. And it may start out as they started with some kind of sensory, maybe they were head banging for some reason, and then they got some input from the class or the teacher that they liked. So then all of a sudden now that head banging, which started out as one thing, they realized, oh, if I do this, I can get out of my work. And then all of a sudden it turns into escape. So it's really kind of putting together pieces of a puzzle when we're looking at all these types of behavior. I'm a BICM. Are you familiar with the term behavioral intervention case manager? The BICMs in the county are able to do functional behavioral assessments and FBAs and FAAs, and they basically look at the child's behavior and try to find out the function of what's going on. I'm also involved in writing positive behavioral support plans. I know Peggy touched on that as well, in terms of giving the child a lot of positive support instead of constantly saying, no this, don't do that. We're looking at giving positive support to the child and also training teachers and paraeducators so that we're all communicating in the same way to give the child a more positive way to look at what they're doing, rather than saying, no, don't do this, don't do that. As a mental health specialist, which has been interesting for me, I may write a positive behavioral support plan, but then I'm also working with that child to help them with some of their mental health needs that may be happening through some of this behavior. So many members on the panel talk, I think it was right when I started, because that's part of their program is to have social skills training. And because I was the new person, and I know sometimes autistic kids are inflexible, I wanted to do a group on change and the difficulty on change and adapting to a new person. And we ended up doing a lesson in poetry. And I just want to read you one of the poems that came out of this group because it blew me away. Can I take a minute and do that? Okay. All right, now this is probably a higher functioning high school diploma track student. Okay, now remember, it was a poem on change. Okay, it's called The Dark Door. The dark door, so quiet and mysterious, it can lead to many roads, salvation or destruction. But if I stay here any longer, I'll just collapse and be viewed an outsider. I don't care what they say. I'm willing to take risks and find inner identity, but I better hurry, the door is closing. I will miss, I will lose, but I'll escape this emotional nightmare. Ready or not, here I come, entering the greatest mystery. Driven by curiosity, with hope entering my mind, but trying not to bring hopes up, here goes nothing, I have entered the dark door. So I couldn't believe it. This was my first group at Triton, and I thought, oh my God, there is so much more going on with these kids. Okay, I'm getting emotional. So as the behavioral specialist, I am definitely looking at what is the behavior, what's going on, what's the function. But as the mental health specialist, I really want to see what's going on inside these kids. Anyway, so that's that.